Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to part 13 of this Baldur's Gate 3 Trophy and Achievement walkthrough. We just rescued Halsin, we're in the Warg Pens. Before you leave, I would recommend going over to loot Beastmaster Zerk's body. He has the Linebreaker boots. If we have those equipped, they give us +1 to our athletics, and if we were to dash in battle, we get 2 charges of Wrath, which just increases the damage that we do. So go ahead and equip those if you want to, otherwise we're going to run back out the way that we came, and we're going to go back out into the Shattered Sanctum. As soon as you get out into the hallway, we're going to turn toward the right side, and there's going to be a ladder against the wall behind this pillar, and you'll be able to use it to climb up and get to the top of the wall. Once you're up there, you just walk forward, and there's going to be another ladder that takes you back down. This is on the side where Minthara is, over on our right side, but we're going to run over a little bit toward the left, and there's going to be these very large doors here, these heavy oak doors. They are locked, so we're going to use Astarion to lockpick these doors. Astarion has a lot of bonuses when it comes to lockpicking, so it makes it very easy for us to get through this door. It does have a skill check of 10, but all of our bonuses give us an 11, which means we're guaranteed to get it unless we roll a 1, which would be a critical failure. However, we didn't get that, and we're able to succeed going through this door and into the room beyond. Now, this room has Dror Ragzlin in it, and there is a little cutscene when you walk in, so when you're ready, head on in until the cutscene starts.
I command you, corpse. Speak. Reveal truth to the Absolute.
By Vlaakith's blade, a geich.
Nothing. Must be reading it wrong. Suga na Shukuk.
The hobgoblin turns to you, and the parasite squirms in your skull. You taste the ale on his tongue and the bile in his soul. The visions cloud your inner eye for a brief moment once again. You see the hobgoblin bowing before the armored elf you'd glimpsed before. The elf speaks of the hunt for a great weapon and the rewards that will go to whoever finds it. The hobgoblin's eyes gleam hungrily.
If it isn't another true soul.
He doesn't speak his next words, yet they still rattle your skull from within.
You ever talk to a dead squid? Now's your chance.
Study the corpse. Was this the Mind Flayer that tortured you?
This Mind Flayer's build is smaller, its garb plainer. A fearsome creature even in death, but not the one that tormented you. Yet it too roamed the Nautiloid. It would have seen you, known you.
Absolute says the dead squiddy had a weapon. I reckon the killer nabbed it and scooted off to that looter camp. We find who killed it, and we find who took that weapon. So settle in.
You suddenly feel a strange anxiety take hold. Not your own, but that of the artifact you carry. Somehow, it's afraid. The artifact does not want to part from you. It does not want to fall into the Absolute's clutches.
Then let the ceremony proceed.
You choke on black smoke as the hobgoblin bellows his incantation.
I command you, corpse. Speak and say sooth. Lucan ok al koldek shulkok hank.
The hideous corpse rises, tentacles writhing. Your heart seizes. What if the creature noted your presence at the crash site?
Wisdom, dig into Ragzlin's mind and control the interrogation. We have a skill check looking for a 10. Let's go ahead and roll that. And we're now going to be in control of the questions that Ragzlin is going to be asking.
Ragzlin's mind reels, then calms. He will speak as you command. With Ragzlin's voice, you ask.
We cannot allow the Mind Flayer to talk about us, so we'll say, who is the Absolute?
Who is the Absolute?
Ragzlin frowns in confusion. at a question he would never have asked. Then the creature speaks in visions. Curved drow blades, crude goblin torches, gnoll teeth dripping blood. You see other mind flayers arranged in a serene circle. Absolute unity. Absolute power.
Damn it! That tells me nothing!
You feel Ragzlin's suspicions. He'd never have asked about his master. You remain in control. Barely.
What were you doing in Faerun?
What were you doing in Faerun?
Again, visions flow through you. A swarm of Githyanki dragon riders, silver blades held high, control panels melting, flesh pods spilled open.
Get on the hunt. They know something.
Suspicion floods Ragzlin's mind. Your brain howls as you force a final query into his throat.
Why were the Gith chasing that ship?
Why were the Gith chasing that ship?
You see dark tunnels lit by noxious pools of brine. The darkness spreads through the earth. The sky splits open and nautiloids pour out of a void that consumes the stars.
What in the...
The corpse collapses, silent once more.
No, no! I'm not done! Riddles, all of it, and nothing to show for the trouble but rotting squid meat. No answers, no killer, and no damned weapon. That damned Drow was right. Can't let her get all of that glory. Seems I ain't done with you. Report to the Drow. Minthara's the name. She's mounting an attack on that blasted grove. Tell her you'll join her.
Consider it done.
Praise the Absolute.
Upon taking over that interrogation, we do get an inspiration point, but it's more important than just that, because that's actually completing a background goal for the characters. Whenever you get that inspiration point, it means you've completed one of the background goals. And completing 10 of those gives you the role player trophy or achievement. So it's very important to do that. I'll show you a few of them in this one video alone. Well, now that we're done with Dror Ragzlin for now, we're going to head out of the room and then down the stairs. We're going to hug the right wall and go up the staircase. When we get to the top, we'll turn left and we'll go over and talk to Roah Moonglow. It's this little person right here.
That the jingle of coin I hear? You've timed it well, my friend. Already turned quite the profit today, so I'm feeling generous.
You recognize the crest she bears. The winged serpent of the Zentarim.
You're no normal trader, are you? You're part of the Black Network.
Half right, sharp eyes. As then is a normal trader. Just a matter of what's for sale. Weapons and other exotic goods, true enough. But most of all, we offer discretion. No judgment, no right and wrong, just good deals and bad. That a problem for you?
No problem at all. Let me see your wares. Now there's a few things that we want to pick up here. Number one, there's some alcohol. Grab that if you want to. There's trophies related to that. However, we do definitely want to get this potion of invisibility. There's also a new great axe here. It's called the Blooded Great Axe. It gives us a nice damage boost. We can throw that onto Karlach. And then down here, there's going to be the leather armor +1. That gives us a +1 to stealth checks. Very important for us, especially on Astarion. So go ahead and grab that. Anything else that you want, you can grab that too. But we're just going to purchase these things and then continue on. Okay, we'll open up our character sheet to see our inventory, and then we'll find that Blooded Great Axe that we had, and we're going to just transfer this over to Karlach. So we'll just go down to move to Karlach, and now she has it in her inventory. And what we'll do as well is we will find that leather armor +1 and equip it, so now we're a little bit stealthier. Now is a good time to save the game because we're going to do something that requires a little bit of trickiness to it, and we can just load the save up in case anything goes wrong. So once the game is saved, we're going to split Astarion off from the rest of our group because he's going to do some solo sneaking. Ahead of us and to the right, behind these two guards, is the door that we want to go into. Now, it is not okay to unlock this door. They do not want us to do it, so you have to be pretty sneaky going about this. Just make sure they're not looking at you, and then crouch down and lockpick this door. It has a skill check of 10, so it's not very difficult with all of our bonuses. As long as we don't have a critical failure, we'll be able to get through it. So we're going to unlock this door, and then we're going to open the door. Now, they might not like it when we do this. They're going to turn around and look at us and see us. Sometimes you can pass the hiding skill check. However, if they see you, it's not a big deal. We're just going to make sure that they turn around and look at us from the other way. So go around to the other side of them and talk to them. That kind of resets their position, and once they're looking away from you again, you're able to go through the door. Now, this one saw me, unfortunately, so I'm going to just talk to this guard, and they'll turn around and face the front. Not a big deal.
Fancy blowing your bones all the way to Baldur's Gate.
Okay, after that, now the guards are really facing the correct way. We'll get right behind them, crouch down, and we won't be seen this time. We'll be able to sneak in here, and then it is a good idea just to close the door so that they can't turn around and look inside. This room is full of explosive barrels, so don't attack them or anything. Instead, walk to the other end of the room, and then there's going to be a wooden crate on the right-hand side. Go ahead, open that up, and take the basic poison out of it. We'll need that in just a little bit. From here, there is going to be a heavy chest in the corner. You can go ahead and lockpick this, and it does have a skill check of an 18, so a little bit difficult, but we should be able to do it. We have a lot of bonuses on our side to help out with that. So once we have that, we can open it up, and inside there's a good amount of gold, so we'll grab that and then we can continue on. The red line on the floor there, that is True Soul Gut. She can look through a crack in the wall, so we do want to stay hidden in this room the whole time, and then we will come out of hiding, we'll open the door, and we're basically free to just stand up and run from this point. They don't really care if we're outside, they just don't want to see us inside that room. So we're all done with that now. Let's go back out, and we're going to regroup with our other party members, and we're going to head outside. We're going to run kind of forward until we get to this main hallway here, turn toward the right side, and we're going to run all the way down to the very end, and we'll exit out the door. I would definitely recommend saving it when you get outside because we do have a big fight coming up. There's also some very important dialogue and some skill checks that we need to go the right way. So go ahead, save it. We also need to equip Karlach with that blooded great axe that we picked up. Definitely an improvement over what she was wearing before. So once they're all ready, what we want to do is have probably Astarion. It doesn't really matter for this one, but we are going to go behind this big troll ogre guy, and we're going to go into our inventory and then choose the potion of invisibility. We're going to use that to turn him invisible, and then we can run forward, and then a little bit toward the left hand side, what you'll see is this giant tub here. This is the booze tub. When you interact with it, you can combine an item with it, so we'll combine the basic poison, and we will create the poison booze tub, and that will trigger a cutscene and dialogue.
What you standing here all dry for? Come here, have a drink. What should we toast to, eh?
It's your party. Celebrate it however you like.
I'll show you how it's done. A toast to our victory!
To finding those looters and crushing them.
Now you!
You raise your glass and shout,
To drinking till we die.
Go on, drink up!
If you down the beer, you'll be poisoned, so you should choose something that will get you out of it, either sleight of hand or what I'm going to choose, deception. After you, I shouldn't drink before the host. We have a skill check looking for a 10. I'm going to roll the dice here. Unfortunately, I get a critical failure. If you fail, don't use an inspiration point because you get another chance right away.
Why not? Wait! Have you been tampering with our beer? That what you've been standing round here for?
So here's our second shot. I'm going to use Persuasion. I'm simply being a good guest, that's all. We have another skill check looking for a 10. Let's go ahead and roll it. We have a few more points on our side for bonuses, so we get through this one without a problem.
That's how you end up dry, mate. Not that I'm complaining. Now get out of my way. I need another drink.
Here's another inspiration point for spiking the drink and killing them all off. Now, some of them don't die outright, they just get severely weakened, and that's going to trigger another automatic cutscene when they see us and suspect us.
You poisoned us.
The mark glows, but you feel nothing in response. Your illithid power is beyond reach until you rest.
Now, in this one, I would recommend trying to fail it because we will be put into a fight with all these goblins. It gets us good experience, a good opportunity for a trophy, and another inspiration point. So I'm going to choose Intimidation. I did, but I can slit your throat if you'd prefer a quick death. Now, I have to roll a 20 here. I don't have a lot on my side for bonuses, so the odds are good that I'm going to fail it, but that's exactly what I wanted to have happen. I'm not going to use an inspiration point, just continue. Every time I've done this, this ending audio does not play for some reason. Well, here you go, we got put into a fight. Now what we're going to do is go for a trophy called Action Surge. That achievement requires us to hit with 5 different attacks in one turn. Remember, that's not one character's turn, that's all of your characters put together. So starting off here with the Starian, we're going to try to hit with 1 attack. Unfortunately, I missed, but because I'm also dual-wielding daggers, I am able to use the bonus action to get my first hit in. So that's 1 action done. Now we're going to take our monk up and we're going to attack. Now, normally I do 2 attacks anyway whenever I play a monk, so that's the second attack. Now we'll go over, use another unarmed strike. This will be our 3rd attack. Unfortunately, it's going to be the enemy's turn to get a whole bunch of attacks in toward us. So some of them will just rush forward, some will shoot at us from a distance, some will attack, some will use magic. You can see at the top of the screen there are so many different enemies against us, but because a lot of them are weakened from drinking that poisoned beer, we have a big advantage on them. Basically, it's only 1 attack against them should take out all of them. So we're in a really good position just to move forward, and I'm going to let all these enemies kind of move in. We might have some opportunity attacks, and we're able to really just thin out their numbers pretty well from here. Okay, we're now on Lae'zel's turn. We've had 3 attacks so far. Let's use another main hand attack. This will be our 4th attack, and it should hit here. And once it does, we're able to use the Action Surge ability that gives us another attack. And we're going to attack this enemy here, and when it lands, we do get the trophy called Action Surge for landing those 5 different attacks in 1 turn. If you're struggling with that, what you might consider doing is using a potion of speed. What you can do is gather your party members around a central point, put that potion on the ground, and then attack it. That's going to cause it to burst, and that will apply the effect to all of your party members. And the potion of speed not only increases your movement speed by doubling it, but it also gives everyone extra turns, and it lasts for quite some time. So what you can do is start off the battle right before you go into the fight, do that, and then you're able to really get lots of actions in, and it should make it pretty easy for you to get all 5 actions done and hit in 1 turn. So go ahead, do that, and we're basically just going to finish up this fight here using a variety of our normal actions, using our range attacks. If we have Karlach, we can definitely go into frenzy mode. That's going to be very helpful for us. So I don't have to explain a whole lot here for this main part. I'm just going to let it play out for a moment, and then I'm going to come back toward the end to explain a really weird thing that happened. So enjoy the fight. I'll just let it play out, and I'll come back in a few minutes.
Outmaneuver them. Death won't take me yet.
Taste my fury.
I'm heating up. Come on, Karlak. Show him who you are.
Blood comes easy these days.
Alright, this next enemy is pretty far away. I don't have quite enough movement to get there even with my amazing monk. However, we can dash over there using one of our bonus actions, and we are able to get close enough, and we can do lots of damage, but not quite enough to kill it, unfortunately. So what it's going to do is to disengage from the fight and then try to climb up the little roots here on the right hand side. That's actually going to aggro another enemy in the top part of the map, way up high. So there's not a whole lot that I can do about that right now. If you are not very careful with your movement, you can actually get a lot more enemies to aggro, and it's in a very difficult position, so I would not recommend that. We're just going to move forward a little bit. We'll have Karlak take a shot at this enemy up top. We do have the low ground disadvantage though, so it's probably a miss, and yeah, not a lot we could do there. Well, anyway, we're going to keep moving forward and just getting our characters over toward the side here. I'm going to move the monk up just to finish off this enemy, but I need to be very careful because there are lots of enemies on that higher ground just above us here. So instead of going any closer to that other wall, we're going to climb back down and we're going to wait down here. The last enemy is going to be on the very top part in the middle, so I really don't have any visibility here, but you can see right here there is going to be this enemy, and she's going to use a little bit of magic here, some mage armor, and run over toward the middle part here. I figured I might as well try to get an attack in, so we're going to climb up here, and unfortunately the angle is just a tiny bit off. I just really can't get this angle to work at all. It just has the shot being blocked by something or other up there. Even if I move over a little bit, I still can't quite get it, unfortunately, so I do need to just skip this turn and see what happens the next time around. So that's going to be over, and now we're just going to keep having the party members run up into this area. Now what you can do is move up this giant ladder. You can see there's a ladder in the back part here, and if you climb up that ladder, it will loop around the top part, and you are able to get all the way to where the other enemies are, and eventually on the bridge leading to where that enemy way up top is. You can see that whole network right there. So this enemy is going to shoot down some Ray of Sickness. Don't like that so much, however that does give me a shot right here. So I am able to take this shot, do a little bit of damage, and then the enemy just kind of runs away at this point. I think she kind of disengages, but the battle is pretty much over. We completed another background goal called One for the Ages. We have to defeat 10 enemies in one fight and survive. So this is a really good place to get that inspiration point and another character goal done, and we're able to kind of move on from here. I don't want to really go around and fight all the other enemies. It's not very important, just kind of a waste of time here. There are a ton of things that you can loot in this area. This is where the trader was hanging out. You can see all the different goods here. There are a few things that I want to call your attention to. Number one, there's a couple books on the ground, so go ahead and read those. Remember, you're supposed to be reading 100 different pieces of literature throughout the game. Grab the thieves' tools from on top of the cart, and if you open up the nearby crate, there's a trap disarm toolkit that you want to grab. If you open up the crude chest, there's going to be some money as well as the pink and leaf green dye. Go ahead and grab that if you want to. And then that's pretty much all that we want to grab from right around here. Now there is going to be another hidden treasure. In case you haven't gotten the Dig for Victory trophy or achievement just yet, we're going to go find yet another hidden item over here. So let's climb up the ladder on the opposite end of this plaza, and then you can grab some alcohol up here. Just keep grabbing all of that. You need a lot of it for a couple trophies or achievements later on. And here's the dirt mound right up top here. If for some reason all of your characters fail the survival check, you actually can use the shovel and just kind of try to find it around here. It's going to be right next to this piece of alcohol here and the crate, so you can use that as kind of a waypoint to dig in this area. You'll still be able to dig it up even if you fail all of those survival checks. Open it up, there's going to be some stuff in here. It's not horribly important for us, but we'll grab whatever we can and we'll continue on. So that's really going to do it for the outside part, besides just going around and doing a whole lot of looting. If you run into the middle part, you'll see that there's just a ton of dead enemies, all kinds of bodies to loot. There's a lot of camp supplies too. All of that grilled stuff over there, it counts a little bit, so you can pick that all up if you want to. Most of the enemies that we can loot here, they don't have anything really good for us, but I would encourage you to find out Grat the Trader. He has the Hide Armor +2. It's a really good piece of equipment that we can pick up, and we're going to be putting that onto Karlach, and it's going to really help her out a bit. Let's go into the inventory. We'll check out that Hide Armor +2. You'll see that we have Balance, gain +1 bonus to Dexterity, saving throws, and checks, and also Ambusher, gain a +1 bonus to initiative rolls, and it also has a little bit of a higher armor rating than what we currently have. So let's go ahead and equip that on Karlach. We're going from an armor class of 10 to 14, so that's a huge improvement over what we were currently wearing. We're a lot more survivable now. We're kind of going to skip through the rest of the looting, not really anything important to point out here. We are going to run up, and then on the left-hand side there's going to be a little bottle of alcohol here. Go ahead, grab that, and across from it, if you look, you can find this dagger root over here. We're going to go ahead and grab that, and that will unlock a recipe for the Ashes of Dagger Root. So we are still collecting enough materials that we can do 3 different alchemy things for another trophy later on. We're back inside the Shattered Sanctum. We're going to run straight ahead, and we're going to go back toward Roah Moonglow. We're going to do a little bit of sneaking so that we can really set ourselves up nicely so that we can take out Dror Ragzlin very, very quickly and easily. So head on up here, and we're going to basically just drop off Astarion. We don't really need him to follow us at this point. We're going to leave him right here, separate him from the group, and then the rest of us are going to run back to where Dror Ragzlin is. So we'll head down here, then up the stairs on our left, all the way down until we're in the big room. We're just going to bring all of the other party members right here next to the goblins, and then switch to Astarion. Definitely a good idea to save the game once again, because we're going to be sneaking around inside there. So now we're going to walk forward right behind these guards again. The door's already open for us. We prepped that earlier. So let's crouch down, get inside when they don't see us, close the door, and we're pretty safe at this point. So now what we want to do is go over toward these explosive barrels, and we're going to start to steal them. You don't want to attack them. If it doesn't show the prompt to steal right away, you want to open up the action menu and then steal it from there. So we're encumbered, but what we can do, like that blooded great axe earlier, we can transfer these items directly to another party member. So we can select that, and we're just going to give it towards someone else. So I'll choose Masked Matador right now, giving him the different barrels, and we're going to keep doing this until all of these barrels have been stolen and transferred to the other party members. So we can grab basically 2 at a time right now with Astarion until we become encumbered. Then we're just going to transfer them over toward the next person. Once someone has enough weight, then we can't transfer them anymore. So that means that you'll have to choose the next party member in the list. So right now I can't choose Masked Matador. He's maxed out on weight, so I'll choose Lae'zel. We're going to keep doing this until basically all of these are gone. And there is a few more things in here that you want to grab. If you come over to this box right here, you can grab the Alchemist's Fire. You definitely need to grab that because we'll be using it to ignite all of these explosive barrels very, very soon. So let's finish up grabbing all of these barrels. As you can see, I accidentally broke one of the barrels. I attacked it and it spilled everything out. So don't do that. You do want to collect all of the barrels. But we're going to now leave and we're going to head basically the same direction as Dror Ragzlin's room, but we're not going in it just yet. Instead, we're going to stop just short of it and turn toward the right because we have to go talk to Minthara. We don't want Karlach with us when we go and talk to Minthara because then we'll lose some favor with her. So don't have her with you, but come talk to Minthara now.
I have been expecting you. The goblins tell me that you forced a confession from our prisoner. Without your help, they would have extracted nothing but screams and blood.
Her thoughts mingle with yours, a cold hand caressing your brain.
A true soul in such a grotesque form. The Absolute has a place in her heart, even for Dathir. It is time for the raid to begin. The Grove and those who are hiding there will fall.
There is a weapon the Absolute seeks. I'm sure those wretches have it hidden away there. We will find it amongst the dead and the ashes.
Her excitement is palpable. She lingers on thoughts of victory, of unbelievers' blood spilled, and of the weapon. She will seize it, in the Absolute's name.
Go to their refuge and make your way inside. As a friend.
And once I'm inside,
I will gather a raiding party and move into position.
You will open the gates from the inside when the time is right to strike. We will cleanse the place of infidels and burn it to the ground in the Absolute's name.
And then we will be the first among her favorites.
and now we're going to trick her by saying, "It shall be so."
Good. Marshalling the goblins is no simple matter, but my warband will be ready to attack by next light. You must make your way inside. Once I am in position, on your signal, we break them.
And when they are dead, the Absolute will reward your faith. As will I. For the Absolute.
Gather the raiders.
It is
Yes,
time.
your ladyship. We won't let you down.
On the table here, you can look and see the war map. Let's go ahead and read that. And it talks about 3 different locations, a caravan, a toll house, and the forest supplies. So we can go ahead and check that stuff out a little bit later on. So Minthara and her group of goblins is leaving the goblin camp right now. They're heading out of here, which is very good because we're going to start a big ruckus inside this place, and we don't want them anywhere near this place. We don't want to kill her. We're going to let her live, but we're coming into the room where Dror Ragzlin is, so we're going to close the door so that we kind of keep some of the enemies out. Makes it a little bit harder for us to be seen. Now, Karlach does want to talk to us. She's not very happy that we agreed to speak with Minthara and join her to raid the Grove, so let's talk to her and just settle things real quick.
Whoa, soldier. What did you just do?
Don't worry, I have a plan. The Druid's Grove will come to no harm.
Listen to me. I'm trusting you. But if you disappoint me, it'll be the last thing you do.
We are definitely not going to join Minthara in raiding the Grove. We need to save all the tieflings for one of our trophies, so don't worry about that. No harm will come to any of them. Let's save the game because we're going to do something kind of fun and a little bit tricky here. We're going to start to blow up all of these guys. We're going to kill everyone in this room, hopefully, with one giant explosion. So what we're going to do is go into our inventory now. Everyone's decked out with all those explosive barrels we stole earlier. So let's go ahead, grab them, and start placing them around the room. You really get one opportunity to place them in the correct spot because as soon as they're down, Dror Ragzlin will think that they are his things and it would be counted as stealing. So make sure you only place it in a position and don't move them around from there. And what you want to do is basically put one fire barrel or explosive barrel in front of each of the enemies around here. And if we do that correctly, then there should be enough for everyone to get a really nice explosion right in their face. Now I'll skip ahead to when all of them are placed. You can see on the bottom section here, there's one barrel in front of each of the guards. If I had to do it again on the guards in the bottom right corner, I'd probably put another barrel right around there just to do a little bit more damage. But then I have a trail going up to where Dror Ragzlin is, where there's a big grouping of them right at the top there. And that will allow the explosion to chain out from the middle, and they're going to create a chain of explosions all around and kill everyone else in there. So this is what it looks like without the stars in place. You can see where they all are, and now that they're all in place, we'll be able to continue on, and we're going to have a giant explosion here taking out all those guards. Let's climb up to the top part here. We're going to bring all of our party members up and just camp them right about in this area here. This is out of the range of the explosions, and they're also in a good position to take out these guards who are walking in the top that we're not going to be able to take out from the explosion. Astarion is now split off from the rest of our group, and we're going to climb up to the rafters using the ladder nearby, and then we can walk over here till we're kind of in the middle of the room. Now we have a bird's eye view of the entire room. We can see all of those explosive barrels down below us, and we can go into our inventory, and we're going to find the bottle of alchemist fire that we stole from the same room as all the barrels. We'll select that and we'll be able to throw it down. So just aim for one of the barrels here in the middle, and we're going to chuck that down and enjoy the fanfare.
We'll try fast.
We do complete another one of the character's background goals. This is Lae'zel's strategist, because we were able to kill a powerful enemy with just one attack. So congratulations, we've gotten another one of those completed, and now we're up here by ourselves, and we have a couple guards who still see us, so we're going to switch over to another character and take them out. I can get all the way to the guard in the back if I really have to, but I don't want to get that opportunity attack as I run, so I'm going to run Lae'zel up, take out the nearby guard. Now we can switch over to the monk masked matador, and he's going to be able to run to the other side. We are going to use the step of the wind dash to get all the way to the other side of this area, and the enemy here doesn't have much health, so just one attack will be enough to take him down. So that battle's over, but we're still not done yet, because there is another goblin who lived up here. Actually, there's two of them. So what we want to do is to get into a good position to shoot them from above. We can use the range shot, or we can use the sneak attack range in order to hit them from up top here. We have a very good chance at hitting them, and we'll take this one out. And now it's going to be the other goblin's turn to run around, and he really can't do anything to us from way up here, so we're just going to wait for him to make his move. Okay, now it's our turn again. Let's head on over to a little bit of a better spot. We can't see him where we were at, but now that we're over in the corner here, we can shoot down on him from above, and that will finish the fight. Like I said before, if I had a chance to do this again, I would probably put another explosive barrel down in that corner there where those two guards were, and we'd be able to eliminate them with an explosion instead of having to fight them like this. Well, now that it's all done, what we're going to do, for some reason I got stuck, but we're going to jump back onto this rafter here and go back and join the rest of the party. Killing Dror Ragzlin like this and setting off the explosion had a consequence in that this place is going to be on high alert now, so any enemies that see us are going to immediately want to fight us. That's not so good. You've got a couple options at this point. You can just fast travel and leave and just be done with it if you want to, but we're going to do a little bit of exploring through here. We're going to come over to Dror Ragzlin's body, and we're going to loot it. There's a couple good things like the Scroll of Speak with the Dead, a Faith Breaker, a new Great Hammer. There's a Dror Ragzlin's key, as well as the Mind Flayer parasite specimen, so we get another tadpole that we can use to enhance our Illithid powers. Once we have all of those things, we can run over here. There's going to be the Scroll of Speak to the Dead. You can grab that if you want to, and if you move too far forward, there is a good chance that you'll be seen, unfortunately. As I'm running forward through here, I can grab a couple scrolls, and I do get spotted by a couple enemies outside. If you wanted to sneak around through here, you probably could avoid this fight. It's not very difficult, though. All of these enemies, they only have a couple HP, so they're very easy to take out. We're just going to start moving around to the side here, and these enemies can't get close to us to attack right away. We're just going to hang out right here and let them come to us, and we'll be in a good position to attack them from the beginning. So those enemies rush in. I did move a little too close and the monk got attacked, but that's alright. We have enough HP to go around. Let's run forward a little bit and then we can use our ranged attacks to start taking these enemies down. So we're in a good position here. Let's just shoot one of them and take them out, and then we'll be able to bring in another party member and just do some more range attacks as well. Now it's Karlach's turn. We can move her forward. She is equipped with a crossbow, so we can definitely get a good range attack in on this enemy, taking out a good chunk of its health. And now we'll switch on over to Lae'zel. We can run her forward as well and do another ranged attack to attack the enemy. Luckily, I do score a big critical hit right here, and that takes the enemy out, no problem. There is still another enemy outside the area though, so we'll let him run up and get close to us, and then we'll just take him out and this fight will be over. It says it's our turn, so we're technically in combat, but not really. I don't know, it's kind of weird there. Doesn't really matter though. Let's head on up the stairs. We're going toward the back of the room. There's a giant iron grate, this big door in the back there, and what we want to do is go over there and we can unlock it using Dror Ragzlin's key that we looted from his body. So we don't have to lockpick it, we can just open it up and we can go on inside. You'll see that there is the treasure crates right here. Inside the treasure crates, we have the Amulet of Selûne's Chosen. We'll grab that. There's the Gloves of the Growling Underdog. Of course, we'll take those. Infernal Iron for upgrading Karlach's heart.
Yes! Damon can use this to fix me.
We'll also grab the Spring Step Boots. And there's some gold in here for us, as well as malachite, and the last item is a bloodstone. So we'll grab all of that stuff. That's all that there is to it now. Everything else is empty. You can see it just says empty crates around here. Nothing more that we need to grab, and we can head on out of this room. Once we're outside, we're going to hang toward the right-hand side, and we can look at this enemy here. We want to loot him because he does have a couple things that we want. There's a basic poison if you want to grab that, and also a supply pack, very useful for us for a long rest. That's going to do it for episode 13. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please consider hitting that like button. It really helps me out. And subscribe to see more content like this in the future. In the next episode, we're going to finalize our preparations and defend the Grove, which is very important for saving all of the tieflings. So you're not going to want to miss that. I'll see you soon in episode 14. Until then, have a good day.